My name is Brock Page, and welcome to Throwing Darts. I don't know, it sounded cool when I named it. All right, I went 4-1-1 in last night's Major League Baseball action. We're going to start in the American League for tonight's picks. I'm talking about Boston laying $1.05 at the New York Yankees with the total once again at 9 runs. The Yanks are getting a run and a half in this one. You'll have to lay 180 to make 100 on that proposition. And at the moment, 64% of the money's on the Yankees to get the job done. Tonight's probables, Porcello for the Bo Sox, CC for the Yankees. Speaking of New York, they cost me some figurative moneyline cash last night with a 1-run loss to the Bo Sox. That's going to put the Yanks at 1-3 in their last 4. They're also playing just 500 baseball when facing teams giving up around 4 runs per game. The bad news pretty much ends there, though. Despite their recent skid, the Yanks are still 2-1 in the season series against Boston, and they're 6-3 in the second game without a day off. More impressive, New York's 17-9 at home, 14-7 against teams over 500, and they're winning 75% of their games as the official home underdog. They're facing a Boston team who's won just 5 of 12 games when Rick Porcello starts on the bump. Boston's also won just 15 of 30 in road games. But just when you think you can chalk it up, keep in mind that these Bo Sox are in a hot 3-game winning streak, scoring about 6 runs per game in those victories. Boston's also winning an impressive 75% against teams allowing around 4 runs a game. With all that in mind, the case can be made for both sides. Should be a tough one to pick, but before I go ahead and select a winner, let's go ahead and take a look at some total run breakdown real quick. Both teams are 2-2 for the overs in their last 4. Having said that, both teams are collectively averaging just 8 total combined runs in their last 4 games respectively. And of course, last night, game 1 of this very series pushed on the total at 9 runs even. So once again, my job here is going to be difficult. The total once again can go either way. As far as this game goes, the time for talk is over. It's time to throw some darts in my underwear with some severely misguided sports picks in my 2-bedroom condo. All right, so when it comes to the money line, hey, let's face it, the Yankees are a remarkable 9-2 when CC Sabathia makes the start. On the other side, Boston loses 60% of the time when they're playing the second game without a day off. Therefore, when it comes to the money line cash, I'm going to take the Yankees to win this one outright. When it comes to the total, I got to go with the numbers. I said just a few moments ago that both teams are collectively averaging just 8 total combined runs in their last 4 communally. Therefore, when it comes to the total, I'm going to go ahead and take the under 9 runs. And when it comes to the run line, this is a no-brainer here. The Yankees, who are 9-2 when Sabathia starts, are getting 1.5 runs, and they're 17-9 at home. Say no more. When it comes to the run line, I'm going to take the Yankees plus 1.5 to get the job done. All told, I'm predicting a final score of 6-2 Yankees in this one. All right, folks, that is going to take us into our next and final game for the show. We're looking at some interleague play in this one. I'm talking about the New York Mets plus 1.5 at the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are laying $1.47 on the money line with the total moving slightly upward to 9.5 runs. And at the moment, 78% of the money's on the Rangers to get the job done. Tonight's probables, Wheeler for the Mets, Yu Darvish for the Rangers. Now, speaking of this Texas team, they've been ice cold as of late, losing 10 of their last 12 before last night's action. They also fell 4 games below 500 during that skid, dropping their total win percentage to a subpar 466. Disparity aside, this Rangers team has performed exceptionally when favored this year, going 15-5 in their games as the favorite. They're also a solid 7-5 in games where Yu Darvish makes the start. The Rangers are facing a New York team who just can't seem to put it together, losing 5 of their last 6. They're also just 4-6 in games where Zach Wheeler starts on the mound. Don't count out the Mets, though, to get the job done. They're winning an acceptable 57% in the second game without a day off. They're also playing 500 ball when facing teams that are playing 500 ball themselves. In addition to all that, the Mets win 55% of their games as the official road underdog. All told, the case once again can be made for either side. Might be a tough one to pick for me, But before I select a winner, let's go ahead and slide into some total run breakdown. Mets games are 3-1 for the overs in their last 4, while 2 out of the Rangers' last 3 games went over the line themselves. Before last night's action, however, the Rangers' previous 3 home games collectively averaged just 9 runs per game, which is half a run below tonight's posted total of 9.5. Once again, the case can be made for either side, but at this juncture, the time for talk is over. Let's go ahead and throw some more darts in my underwear with some severely misguided sports picks in my 3-bedroom apartment. All right, so when it comes to the money line, I'm very leery of these Rangers, especially during their current skid. Having said that, though, the Rangers are winning a remarkable 79% of their games as the official home favorite. You give me that kind of number against the sputtering Mets, I'm going to ride with you every time. Therefore, when it comes to the money line cash, I think Texas wins this one outright this evening. When it comes to the total, no real surprise here. You may see some of the sharps going under on this one, but the reality is that both teams have collectively averaged 13 runs per game in their last 4 jointly. That said, no more need to drag this pick out, as I am taking the over 9.5 in this one. And when it comes to the run line, the Mets are losing by an average of 6 runs in their last 3 defeats. No real reason to think they'll keep this one close. Therefore, when it comes to the run line, I think Texas at -1.5 will get the job done. I'm looking at a final score of 8-5 Rangers in this one. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.